President Trump's pick to lead the Department of Veterans Affairs is officially on the job. Robert Wilkie took the oath of office earlier this week. The former Pentagon official says he is humbled by the prospect of serving those who have borne the battle. Wilkie replaces former Secretary David Shulkin, who was fired amid ethics charges. Joining me now is Rebecca Burgess, Program Manager at the American Enterprise Institute's Program on American Citizenship, where she analyzes public policies intended to assist veterans and their families. Rebecca, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
As Secretary Wilkins swearing in, President Trump mentioned that our veterans deserve only the best, that they'll have it under Robert Wilkie. What does Secretary Wilkie now need to do to right the ship?
Well, it's a very large ship. It's kind of like the Queen Mary, so it takes a long time to write it. And one of the things that he's going to do or need to do is to employ the full authority of an act that Congress passed in 2017 that allows VA to hire a little bit more quickly some of the staff that it needs. So VA is very understaffed from everything from HR physicians to doctors and nurses, of course, the most critical front line of care. And Secretary Wilkie really needs to fill those positions. He also needs to fill his own staff who has a vision that can help him. And one of the most important is the Undersecretary of Health. We'll really need that.
Sure. Well, understaffing may sort of lead into my next point here, because the Veterans Choice Program was supposed to reduce wait times for medical appointments no more than 30 days, but a GAO report released last month looking at the data from 2016 found veterans on average are still waiting anywhere from 51 to 64 days for medical appointments. How successful has that program really been, and what do you think really needs to be done to get this on track?
Part of this is a bureaucratic problem. The VA suffers from a thickening of bureaucracy, which means that there are about 63 different levels of people that even a nurse has to go through to get authority to do something. That's 63 up, 63 back down. Which is phenomenal, right? Try and come up with a decision, that makes sense to the person and the patient in front of you right there. The other part of this is just the overall lack of healthcare providers in the U.S. healthcare system. And so there are mixed reports. You have some people who have benefited from the program, and you have others who are still waiting. That is going to take Secretary Wilkie and his staff to really figure out at the ground level and in the districts, who is it that is making the decisions, identifying the people not only who need the care, but then who can provide the care in a really safe and in a swift process.
One of the issues facing the department is whether to expand veteran access to private sector health care providers. Secretary Wilkie has said he opposes privatization, but as a policy expert, what's your opinion? Would that help or hurt?
I think it only helps veterans to allow them to have as much access to as many types of different care as possible. And one of the reasons is that veterans are people too. They suffer from just as many types of illnesses that we all do. And of course, then they have specific ones, whether it is mental trauma, PTSD, things like that. And so we really need to be allowing them to seek the care that is specialized to their needs and to their way of healing, just the same that we need it ourselves.
Well, this is an issue that affects so many of our veterans, and obviously it's one that we're going to continue to watch and cover. Rebecca Burgess, Program Manager at the American Enterprise Institute. Thanks so much for your analysis.
Thank you.